Good morning. So let us talk about how to deal with anxiety. I actually heard Tony Robbins say this one time, and I so agree with him. And he said that anxiety is such a blessing. Because anxiety forces you to think outside the box. It forces you to step outside of your comfort zone. It forces you to ask questions about your current circumstances. And ultimately, my belief is every disappointment is God's greatest appointment. Every struggle is there to lift you higher if you ask the right questions, and if you're using anxiety in a powerful way to prosper your circumstances. If you believe that you have to give up the good to be blessed with the great situation, you know what happens? Magic happens. Because whatever you search for, you will find. Whatever you ask for, you will receive. It's going to take a different mindset for you to get out of the situation that your old mindset got you in. And therefore, my belief is you got to triple your personal growth is what you ought to do. So you need to be very, very proactive in the state of mind that you're in. You got to make sure that you're operating from a place of abundance and not scarcity, because can I tell you, there's been a couple of times in our business career that I look back when maybe a rug was pulled from underneath of us, and because we were in the state of anxiety and also scarcity, we made an emotional decision and not a logical decision. So you've got to sort of be sure, number one, you're in a place of abundance. The way to get there is you start every day with your gratitude channel. You start every day by being thankful for what it is that you have. And so when you become grateful, right, then you are at the frequency of abundance, and then you attract more abundance into your life. So that's number one. Number two, you have to pour into your mind. And there's a couple different things there. I think there's a big difference between personal growth and then skill development. So I think that it's good to listen to something that's going to kind of make you feel good and it's going to sort of pump you up and whatever. But I also believe that you do need to develop certain skill sets. And as an entrepreneur, that skill set is marketing. So I would say when it comes to your personal development on a daily basis, you do want to plug into some positivity, but you also want to be developing your skill set when it comes to marketing, because essentially if you become a great marketer, it doesn't matter what happens around you, you're going to go out and prosper in any business, with any product, with any service, because you're good at attracting eyeballs to what it is that you got going on. As an entrepreneur, I want to remind you our job description as an entrepreneur is we are professional problem solvers, and therefore the bigger the problems that we solve, the bigger the paycheck. And if you have anxiety, chances are you've got some problems around you that need solving. So you got to look for solutions. You have to make sure you come from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You've got to make sure that you're pouring every day into your skill set and you're getting better, and every day you're taking action and you're doing income producing activities. If you have fear, like right now at this very moment, if you're feeling fear, if you're feeling anxiety, I want you to realize that you are not doing the activities. So you're out of the field in your mind. So when you catch yourself like having time to think about the fears, anxieties, drama, negativity, circumstances, just know you need to put your body in action. So that's my message for you. All right, let us bring on the real John Melton.
So a couple things as far as anxiety. Number one, if you have anxiety, I think it's very simple. You're not prepared, right? Anxiety is a sign to prepare. John. So if somebody says, oh, I have so much anxiety about this test I have to take tomorrow. Well, you just need to study more, right? It's a sign that you are not prepared, but you need to get prepared. So I notice whenever people are having anxiety about maybe a speech, maybe they have to do a presentation, maybe they're having anxiety about making phone calls for their new business, it normally has something to do with the fact that they are not prepared. They're not confident. So you need to do what you got to do to prepare, right? Whether that's, maybe you're preparing for, I don't know, a marathon, right? Preparing for a presentation, preparing for a test, right? Practice making phone calls, right? If you're preparing to make calls for your new business, practice the script with a couple people. Get prepared. That's a clear sign that you're just not ready. You haven't prepared enough. I think that's one thing. Number two, a lot of people get anxiety, but it's actually all in their head. It's stories in their head. It's previous experiences that they're getting caught up on. And the reality is, a lot of the stories in our head, they're not real. You ever notice a lot of the things that you worry about and stress about, it never happens. Now, sometimes things happen, right? Life gets in the way. Life happens to all of us, but it's all about your perception of what happened. Same thing in business, same thing in relationships, right? I try to take care of Nadya as much as I can.
Right.
Because I don't want to take her for granted.
Very good, baby.
Right? You want to always
attitude of gratitude.
You want to always be appreciative. You want to be grateful for what you have, and instead of focusing on how far you need to go, focus on how far you've already come. Right? Exactly. How much you've already accomplished. I think that's a really big deal. I think that's something to keep in mind, and I think that'll help you with your anxiety. I do affirmations. I have 11 affirmations in my phone, and I heard Ray Higdon talk about this for years, and I just didn't feel like doing it. Went to Top Earner Academy, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it. It's funny because he'd go, look, it takes literally, 60 seconds every morning and every evening to read your affirmations.
So anxiety is a blessing. Ask the right questions. Make sure you start your day with the affirmations. Make sure you start your day with your gratitude channel. Make sure that you are investing into your mind. This is the most precious asset that you have in your mind. So pour into it on a daily basis and be bold. What the heck? Hashtag YOLO. You only live once. So you don't want to wake up 5 years from now. Let me scare you for just 1 second. So can you imagine if you wake up 5 years from now and you're still in the same situation you were in? I don't know about you, but that scares me to death. So make a decision today to play big, go invest into yourself, go take some big action steps, focus on your income producing activity and crush it. There's no time to chill. There's only time to hustle. So I'm going to go crush it. So have a super day. Happy Monday, and I'll talk to you soon.